Hello everyone, welcome back to my new video. Today I'll be showing you how to build this awesome to-do app where you will be able to add to-dos, reading, and also you can delete these to-dos, and also you'll be able to edit these to-dos, writing, then you can add coding. Click on edit, yes, it will change. And one more thing is that this application is connected to my local storage. So once you reload, the data will not get lost. So and also this clear button will delete all the to-dos altogether. For example, let's reading, add, and then hit clear. Then all the to-dos are removed at once. That's what we will be building today. Let's start. Let us create a folder name to-dos. Sorry, to-do app, and let open this folder on VS Code. Then let us create a file, HTML file with name index.html. Now let us give it a title, my to-do app. Then in the body, first we'll create a section with class name section container, or no, section center. It will be in the center of the body. Inside the section we'll have form element, that form with class to do form. Inside this form we'll have one p tag which will hold our alert message with class alert. There will be no element now, but later on we'll add here. And one heading h2, my to do app. And after this heading we'll be having one div inside this div, and this div will have class form control. Inside this div we'll be having our input with type text, then id to do's, and placeholder give it example e.g.clean. After this input we'll be having one button which will be add button with type submit, and it will have class add btn. After this div we'll be having another div container with class to do container. Inside this div we'll have another div with class to do list. Inside this list we'll have article tag with class to do item, and data id will be equal to, and it will be unique. For now let us give it just one. And inside this article we'll have another div with class task. Inside this div we'll have one input with type checkbox, and it will have class checkbox or checked input. And after this we'll have one more p tag here which will carry the title for the task. Will be, for now let us give it name taste, and after this div we'll have another div which will carry our all button elements, then bt and container, and inside this we'll have button we type button. So this button, let's first of all we'll have edit button, and it will have a class edit btn, and let's copy this edit button, will be delete, and here we'll have delete. After this container, we will be having one button, that is clear button. Where it will be, it will be below the section, no, below this div. It will be clear all, give it all. It will be of type button, and class will be class clear button btn. So that's all for HTML. Now let us add style to this HTML file. Before that, let us check our HTML file if it is working or not. Sorry. Yeah, for now it's working fine. So now let us add CSS file named style.css. Now add this to our HTML file with link tag, the style sheet, and href style.css. Let's add style here. Body here, margin will be 0, padding will be 0, and font family will be sans serif. Background will be RGB 2520. Then color will be white. It will be all the text color. Now here I'll be giving button one effect, hover effect, or for all the buttons. So once you hover over the button, then there will cursor will be pointer, and opacity will be 0.7. Now after that we'll be styling our section center dot this part. Yes, this part. Copy this and paste it here. First of all, background color will be RGBA. I've selected few of mine. You can select of your own. Then 23, then 2 to 1, then 2 to 1, then alpha will be 0.2. After this, 0. After background, we have position will be absolute. After this, top will be 50%, left will be 50%, and translate minus 50%, comma minus 50%. Padding will be 20 pixel. Box sizing will be border box. Sorry, yeah, border box. Then border radius will be 6 pixel, and let us refresh this one. Yeah, it's working. The radius will be this, and then box shadow will be 0.5 pixel, 15 pixel, RGB A, sorry, A 0, 0, 0, 0.5. Then width, I will give it 400 pixel, and minimum height will be 200 pixel, and text align will be center. Now let us refresh it and check. Yeah, it's quite working fine for now. Now let us design the task, this element task. Then here it will be dot task, sorry, task, it display flex, then justifies content the center, and gap will be let it be 2px. Oh, let us give it a 6px. Then align item will be center. No, it will be start. After align item, then flex grow will be 1. Let us refresh this. Yes, it's quite working fine for now. Now after this, let us design form control. Form control, this part. Dot control T control. Here display flex, justify content, center, and gap to px. Now let us load. Yeah, here it is fine. After this form control, we will be working on to-dos. To-do input box that with ID to-dos. Here we'll be adding height of 40 pixel, and width will be 100%, and border radius will be of 8 pixel, and padding left will be of 8 pixel, and font size will be medium. Now let us reload this part. Yeah, our input field for to-dos is working fine. Now let us design the title part. Title flex grow will be 1, and text align will be start. Then we'll be designing dot to-do list. Here we'll have display flex gap of 4 pixel. Flex direction will be column, and align item will be center, and margin top will be of 18 pixel, and margin bottom will be of 12 pixel. Now let's reload. Okay, that's great. Now we'll be designing our to-do item. Here we'll have display flex gap 4 pixel, justify contain will be space between, and align item will be center, width will be of 100%, height will be of 40 pixel, color be gray, border radius will be of let us give it 8 pixel, then background color will be white, and box sizing will be border box, and padding inline, sorry, we having padding inline 6 pixel. Now let's check it. Yeah, our this to-do item is working fine. Now after this we'll be designing our alert. Dot alert, padding will be 0, 0. There will be having two type of alert here. One will be for deleting, that is danger, and one will be what success. So let us design first the alert will be success. Now for now just give it some text element, text Now let's reload. So now let's design for alert success. Dot alert dash success. We'll have background color will be RGB 17750 and 177. This will be our background color, and color of the text column text will be RGB, not RGB, RGB. First it will be 17, then 97, then 50. After this color, we'll be having border radius. Border radius, let us be it 5 pixel. So now let's reload. This will be for our success message, and for some error message or for danger. Sorry, just copy all of it and paste it. For any error, it will be kind of red. I already have selected for me. It's 236 and 152, 152, and there will be 152, and here it will be text will be 139, and this of 97 it will be 17, and this of 50 I will give 17. So this will be for danger. Now if we replace this by danger and let's reload it, see, that's how it will be. So for we don't need it now, later on we'll be adding this by JavaScript. Now after this alert message, we'll be designing to-do container. To-do container, here visibility will be, it will be hidden, then button container AI button container height 100%, display flags gap 16, justify content center, and align item will be center. So now let's check this. Okay, for now don't be keep it hidden, just let it be visible for now. So that's for button container. Now let's design add button dot add btn. So now here one more thing we need to add here, that is dot show container. In this, when we add this show container, the visibility will be visible, but we are not hiding it for now, it will be used later on. So add button here, background color will be I'll be using hash color here 3A1 DE2. So this border will be 2px 2 pixels. Border radius will be of 8 pixels, and color will be white. Okay, white, and padding left with 10 pixel, and padding right will be of 10. So let's check our, yeah, it's working fine. Now after this we'll be designing our edit btn, not here. Edit btn will be having almost of the same properties like of add button. Your background color will be RGB, or we can give of our own. Just select your, I'll be giving it a green color, and border radius will be this, and there will be no padding left, right? Just that's all for edit button. Now let's refresh it. That's what our edit button is, but we have to give it a height, and height will be of 80%. Now let us refresh. Here it is, our edit button. Now we'll be having our delete button. Now dot delete tm, and here we'll be having almost same properties, so we'll be copying this here and just make it red. Now let's reload. Here our edit and delete button. So we are almost here. Now let us design our clear button. Dot clear button. Here also we will be having almost of the same properties. Now here color will be of some kind of, yeah, this kind of color. Now let's reload it. Now give it some padding. Padding top. Let's give it 6 pixel. Padding bottom will be of 6 pixel. Padding left will be of 12 pixel. Padding right will be of 12 pixel. Let's reload. Yeah, here is our clear button. So I think that's all CSS we need. Now we will be adding our JavaScript part so that we can enter to-dos dynamically. So for that, let us create one script file. Let's script.js. Let us connect this file with our HTML file. Here I will add script file at the end. After the HTML file is loaded, at the end our JavaScript file will get loaded. So I will add here after the section. Let us create a script file, script tag, sorry, and here we have src script.js. That's it. Now let us start applying JavaScript here. Now let us create variable for all items. For example, let const alert document dot query selector dot alert, and const form dot query selector dot to do form. Okay, and let's copy paste it. Then after this form, add btn and add btn here, add btn. Same thing here. It will be container. Here will be to do container. After container, it will be list, and here it will be, sorry, to do list, and here clear button, clear btn. Here it will be clear btn. After that we have one last, and it will not be same as query selector. It will be id. We will be considering id. Const to do's equal to document dot get element by id. And what was the id here? It will be this id. To do's will be using this id, and for in case of id we don't need dot to do's. And after that we will be considering edit option. So there will, I will select one variable for edit element. After this there will be edit flag. If this flag is true, there will be edit option. or otherwise there will be not. So by default it will be false, and we'll be having one edit id, and by default it will be empty. After this, we'll run one event listener on form element. So whenever we submit the form, it will get run. So form dot add event listener, and that will be click on submit, not click, it will be submit, sorry. On submitting the form, there I will run one function add item. So once we submit form, we'll create one function which will get run after submission. Const, not const, sorry. Function add item. Okay, so here is our function, and here we'll have e, which will, sorry, argument. Then we have to prevent default run for this form submission. Then e dot prevent default, which will prevent unwanted submission of the form. After this, let us select the value of the to-dos. Const value will be equal to to-dos dot value, and this to-dos will come from here. And after this, we'll create one id, unique id for each element. For it will be new, I will take date dot get time dot when we'll convert it to string, so I will not get in details about all of this, as it will take lot of time and it will lengthen my video. So better you research what these are, new date and get time. So just search it on the Google, you will come to know. So there will be three conditions and three possibilities. So first possibilities will be if our value is there and our edit flag is false, then we'll create one new element, and there I will be creating one function, and other will be else if here if there is value and but edit flag is true, and other at the end there will be no values. When there will be no values, we'll just display one error. So now first of all, let us create one function named create list item. Create list item, sorry, list item. So create list item, here we'll send one id and one value, this id and this value. So let us create this function. Not const, just write function. You can use that function also, but arrow function also, but I will not be using here. After this, let us create this function. Const, first of all, we'll create one element. So whenever we hear this function, one element, this element will be created, this whole element. So first of all, we need to create this article tag. So let's start. el will create attribute, not attribute, create element, and it will be article. After this, we will be adding class dot add. Here I will get to do. What was that? Yeah, here it is. This class I'll be adding here. After this, we'll be creating one id, const attribute, then document dot create attribute data id, which I'll be taking from where it is data. Yeah, here, this one. So after adding this, we'll give attribute value. Attribute value will be equal to id that we have sent here. Here we have sent id and value. After this, we'll set the attribute here. Yeah, set attribute node, and that will be it out. Then we'll add inner element, inner HTML, pl dot, and inner HTML will be our that part of the code which is inside this article tag. So just copy it and paste it here. So this will be the element which will be included in the document, HTML document. So here we'll be sending the value. So value, that's it. After this, we have to append this to our list. List dot append child. This will be the child element, and that's it. Now let's check if our function is working or not. Now let's refresh it. Click add. Yeah, it's working fine. So our add function is working. Now after this, let us create our display alert function. Uh, yeah. Now let us create our display alert function. Display. Now here we'll be sending two parameters. One let for now it will be message one, and other will be success, which will be the type of message. So let's create it. Here first of all we'll be having the text, and other will be type action type. Then alert dot, it will take the text content because we're not changing the HTML, just we're appending the text. After this, alert dot, and the class list will add dot add alert dash it will be the action, and that's it. This will be our display alert. Now let us check this function. Yeah, our message is showing correctly. So here we can put here item added successful. Item added successful. So let's add first one. So here it is, our message has been edited. Now let's work on we have to close this message as well. Before that, let's set timeout. Will be set this timeout will have function. Here alert will be text content will be equal to text, and class list dot remove the class, which will be tab. Action. We'll remove the class after some time. Let us give it 3 seconds. Yeah. Now let's check. If you add just one, hopefully it should get removed, but it is not. No, here it should be empty. Now let's reload. Text should get removed. Yeah, it's working fine now. 1 2, if you add, and it will 1 2 3 4. Yeah, after 3 seconds it gets removed from the top. Now after this we will be working on the set default. In set back to default, all the parameters should be set back to default. Let us create this function. Now in the set set back to default function, sorry, we'll be setting all the parameters to default. Here todos dot value, here input value will be empty string, and edit flag will be false, and edit id will be empty string, and add btn text content will be add, and in that way we'll reset our variables after setting all. So let's test it. Coding, sorry, yeah, so it's not working yet. Let's refresh it. Now check. Now add. Yes, see here our input has been set to default. After this we'll work on all clear button, means clear all. So let's add event listener to this button. Then here clear button dot add event listener. On here the event will be click event. Click, on click will run a function clear to dos. So let's create this function. Here function clear to dos. Here first of all let us select all the items. Document dot query select all. Here our will select all the items inside the list, this to do item. Select all the to do item here, dot to do item, and then if the items dot length will be greater than 0, then we'll run for each loop on the items dot for each function, then item here list dot remove attribute, or just remove child where we have items for the item. Okay. After this we'll take container dot class list dot, we'll remove show container, and will display alert, but the alert will be empty list, and the action will be danger, and we'll set back to default, run. Yeah, for now that's all. And one more thing I'll be going to do now. Here I will add one class list to the container dot class list dot add, here it will be show container. here. Now we can do this. Now let's reload. See, it's not visible, it's hidden now. So once we add something like playing football, then click add. See, these are already in the system and these get added. So and when you click clear all, this all the list get emptied, and this to do container set to visible hidden again. Okay, now after that we'll be working on edit delete button. So first of all, let us work on delete. So let us first select the delete button, const ptn dot el dot query selector. Here it is dot delete ptn. Sorry, here delete button. After this we have edit button el dot query selector. I think here it will be dot edit ptn. Yeah, and one more we have, that is for checked. For checked we'll have el dot query selector, and it will be checked input. Okay, so we have these three, and now we will add event listener to all of this. First of all, let's work on delete button dot add event listener. Click, will run delete to do. Sorry, to do. So let's create this here. Yeah, function the delete to do's we have we'll be sending some parameters or props, you can say. Let's see. Here we have to store one variable, const element. Here t dot current target dot current element. So we have to check if it is correct or not. Let log empty. So let's check. Open our develop console. Let's refresh it. So let's add some test data 1 and click on delete. Yeah, it's quite working well. Now after this line we'll create one ID. We'll select ID, sorry. We'll select ID. ID will be equal to element data set dot ID. After this we'll remove this dot remove child element, and then here if use dot children dot length is equal to 0, then we'll run container dot classes dot remove show container. We'll remove this show container, and then the container will not be shown here. And after this we'll display an alert with message item removed or item deleted successfully. And after delete we can run set that default function. So let's check our default button for reading add, then yeah, it's working fine. Now let's create our edit functionality. Now we have to add event listener button dot event listener, and it will be click event edit tool. Now let's create this function. After here function here, here will be one parameter. This will have one. We'll select the element where we'll be clicking t dot. Same thing as we did for delete. Where it is delete. This one. We'll just copy this and paste it here. Current element, yeah, and then we will set the element, edit element, as the variable we have already covered. T dot. Same thing again. Just select it. Paste. But here we have to change one thing here. Previous element sibling dot children 1. Now let's console log and check. Then no dot log edit. Now let's check. Let's add just one. We click edit. I think it's not working. It's not add button. It will be edit button. Sorry. Yeah. Now reload. Test one. Edit. Yeah. Now our edit button is working. After this, we'll set value. Todos dot value will be edit dot inner HTML. After this, we'll set edit flag to true. Then edit ID will be equal to element dot data set dot ID will be equal to add button. After this, add button dot, and text content will change to edit when we will be editing. So now let's check. So test2 here. See, this button has been changed, and we have selected this test2 here, and we can set whatever we want. Now when we click edit here, we have to run this function add item, and this is the case when edit flag is true and we have the value. Then what will be done here? Now let's work on it. Here we will be putting our element. Sorry, it will be edit element. Edit element dot inner HTML will be equal to value that has been sent, and after this we will display one alert, and it will say item has been edited successfully. Okay, and after this we'll run setback default function. Now let's check if it is working or not. First of all, refresh it, then test1 edit. Now change it to 2. Now click on edit. Yes, it's working fine. Now let's work on checked. Add event listener on change, and change will run here check box checked to do. Sorry, and let's create this below delete. It will be same as delete function. Just copy this from here and paste it here. Now see, the whatever it is going on in the delete, the same thing we have to do in here, but which will just remove the element from here. Just change the message. Here it will be success, and same thing here it will be danger, and that's what makes it different. So let's reload and add something here, test2, and let's delete here. Item deleted successfully. Now we have to do this for checked also. Not deleted, just right here. Well done. Well done. Now if we check still, now if we check, you see, well done. Okay, after this, let's work on what left here now. Check is over, edit over, clear all over, delete over. Everything is working fine. Now let's connect this with our local storage. Here, now let us first create add to local storage function. So here we go. Let function add to local storage, add to local storage id value. So here first of all, let us store the value, but let's grocery, just take any variables, just put it id and value there. After this we'll set items dot items dot push. We'll push this with grocery, and after this local storage dot set item, set one list, and will be list, and set as we have to JSON, we have to run as it JSON stringify. We have to save it as a string, so we have to run JSON dot stringify and put this items here. So in order to get this data we have saved in local storage, we have to create a function to get it. Let's create this function, get to storage, function. Then it will return local storage dot get items. If it is there is anything with name list, we'll get this. Then JSON dot first we having local storage dot get item with name list here. After this we have to run this get storage. Now we have to run this function here and store the value to the variable items, which will be equal to this return value of this function. Okay, now let's check it if it is adding or not. Test1 add. Now let's reload. Source local storage. Here. So here is our value. ID is this and value is this. So we have the element list here. So now we have to get this data as well. So after this add to storage function, we will be able to run this after every reload. So let's do one thing. Window dot add event listener on DOM content loaded. We run a setup items. Run a function setup item. Okay, now let's create this function. I'll be creating this function here. Okay, function set of items. In set of items, let us first let items will be equal to get storage. Not set, this will be get. Just get. Now get to local storage. After this, if items dot length is greater than 0, if there is any elements, then just iterate or run for each function. It will take one item, then we'll run create list items for each of the elements if there is any. Item dot id comma item dot value. After this, we'll set container class list and add show container. I think it is here. Let's copy paste this for better. Okay, now let's check if it is. Yeah, see here, all the data which are is in local storage are getting reloaded. So after this, we can work on edit data to local storage. Or yeah, first of all, let's work on the delete from local storage function. Remove from local storage and we'll send one ID. Then let select the items from the local storage. After that, we'll run for each item. Now here, we'll filter it if you have item dot id will not be equal to id, then return item. So that's what is the delete function. Then after this, we have run local storage dot set item list json dot stringify items. Okay, and we'll run this function in two places. When you delete item, we'll send this id here, and also when we check item, so it will get removed from the local storage as well. It will remove from the local storage as well. See, let's delete again, and now reload. It's not working now. Okay, what's wrong here? Okay, it's not for each, it should be filter, and we'll save this change data here. Okay, now let's check. Delete, now reload. Yeah, now this function is working fine. Now the thing we left with is the edit option, so let's work on it. Let's create a function edit, local storage. Now here we'll be sending two parameters, that is id and value. And here inside this function, first let's select the items from the get local storage, not set, get local storage, and then we will map on these items equal to dot map function. Here if item dot id equal to id, then item dot value. If the id is equal to the id we have sent, then we'll change the value and then we'll return the value. Return the item. And after this we'll set this to local storage as well. Then set element, set item will be list, and for this JSON we have to stringify items. Now we have to run this function. Here in the edit, after this message, here we'll send the id, edit id, and value. And here if there is no value, we'll just run alert, and this item will be successfully, this will be success. Same thing for here. Now let's check our edit function is working fine or not. Let's reload first. Let's add something. Add test PL. Okay, there's something wrong. Here it is. Let's reload. Yeah. Now let's try to edit this one. 23. I click on edit. Yeah, it's really working fine. So our application is ready. Now let's test it. We have to remove these two items from here, and that's all for our to-do app. Now let's try it if it is working fine or not. We have to remove this part. Then let's try all the function is working or not. First of all, let's add writing, add reading, add and print. Yeah. Now first try delete. Yes, it's working fine. Once we reload, all the items get hidden. So there is something in our set item function. We are showing this here, but it's not working. Item. Okay. There is something we have to do here. You have to run add to local storage here as well. Add to local storage. Here we will send id and value. Okay, now let's try again. So first, reading, writing, coding. Now let's reload. Yeah, it's working again. We just try delete. Yes, it's getting deleted. Now let's try edit. Not writing, learn to code, learn to code, edit. Yeah, edit is also working. Let's reload. It's working fine. Now last, after this we have checkbox. Let's try checkbox. Yes, checkbox is as well working fine. Now again we try this last button, clear all, and voila, that's it. Now last, our last button, clear all. Let's try this, our last button, clear all. It's working fine. Let's reload. Okay, there's something again we have to do here in the clear button, clear to this function. So in this function at the end we have to remove all the items from the local storage as well. Whole list item we have to remove from the local storage. So now let's reload and click on clear all. Reload again. Here it is. Our application is working fine. That's all I had for you today. I hope you like it. If you did, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. And if you want cover me any other topic in future, just comment below. And that's all I had for you today. Thank you. Hope to see you next time. Bye.